Welcome to Kwoz's Big Board. I'm the Wizard. If you tuned in for that in-depth discussion about the Eagles 2022 draft, then please lock me in with that subscription. And if not, it's cool. I still appreciate your viewership. But for tonight, we starting off with ground and pound. That's right. Running backs and offensive linemen. And for my female viewership, I want to start off with the most sexiest position group of all. You're welcome. See, there's nothing like a little bit of early nudity to get the party started. You know what I mean? Anyway, we're going to go ahead and start with evaluations as normal. Hey, Kai, do me a favor. Bring up the big boys. Okay. We're going to use PFF rankings, and by PFF rankings, this line here is fourth best in the league. They block for over 2,700 yards. Now, if you take out, say, about 350 broken plays from Jalen Hurts, they're still about fourth in the league in rushing. That's just the backs. Very good at run blocking. And then also, they only allowed 26 sacks on Jalen Hurts this year. Now, of all the quarterbacks who play a minimum of 10 games, this is fourth fewest. So that's a good number for them, partially because he's elusive. But the other part is they're pretty good at pass blocking too. From left to right, you got Jordan Mailata at 86. I gave him a B. One thing about Jordan Mailata, and I'm probably, if I'm not the biggest Jordan Mailata fan, I'm no less than the second, okay? But Jordan Mailata needs to work on finishing the fast, speedy edge rusher. You got to finish him. While he try to turn that corner, you got to keep your hands on him. Keep either riding him out or ride him down into the dirt. And if you get him into the dirt, you finish him. Finishing the speed guy. I think I need Jordan Mailata to work on that to become a better all-around tackle. Then inside there, at left guard, you got Landon Dickerson. I gave him a B. Landon Dickerson started off on IR. I thought they originally thought they was going to go ahead and redshirt him this year. I'm glad they didn't. They brought him right on in and moved him in at guard. He received a 67 PFF ranking. I gave him a B because he started off slow as a rookie normally does, but he caught on really good. At center, we got Jason Kelce at 84.8. The Ageless Wonder. That's an A. Yo, Kelce's still doing it. Yo, Kelce can play 2 more years playing the way he playing, and he loves the game. I'm telling you. Next move for Kelce, he might be the mayor of the city, y'all. I'm telling you. Now, over on the right guard side, we had Jack Driscoll. He was limited this year. Even though he had a PF ranking of 70, I gave him a C because, in my opinion, you're going to have to stay healthy. I was always taught, offensive lineman, you get carried off the field. You don't walk off under your own strength. And I'm not sure about his injuries. I don't care. He's an offensive lineman. He got to stay healthy. And as far as Lane Johnson, he had an 82. I gave him a B. Probably should have an A. But with Lane Johnson, I'm going to need him to stay healthy mentally. He lost 2 to 3 games this year for mental issues. And the next thing is, I'm going to need him to you got to play depressed. That's all I got to say on that, man. That's all I got to say on that. But Kelce was threatening to retire. That's why you've heard everybody talk about Tyler Linderbaum in the draft. Early mocks had Tyler Linderbaum. But I say no to that. Let me introduce you to the other guys. See, now, part of that 2,700 yards and blocking and protecting the quarterback, the 26, or only having 26 sacks, is the other guys. Start with Sewell Petta. I gave him a C. When he filled in, he did an admirable job. Nate Herbig, I gave him a C. Decent job. He had some errors there. Not the greatest center. I think he a little more stronger at center. And then we had Isaac Seumalo. He was at C. And then there was Brett Toth at right tackle. I'm sorry, Brett Toth, for me, gets an F. If Brett Toth is going to play football for the Philadelphia, it shouldn't be for the Philadelphia Eagles. That's all I'm saying. I give him an F. I would like to change him out. And of course, y'all see I have Andre Dillard there for incomplete. Andre Dillard, he lost his job to Isaiah Sayamala and did not decide to challenge for the guard position. I need him to stop skating. You was a first round pick. Everybody know you're supposed to just scoop down one. You supposed to do that. Stop skating, man. I hate that. See, that's the shit I don't like. Somebody skating. You know what I mean? But if he decides to move into that guard position and Jason Kelce do decide to retire, the line looks like this. You see, now I put Jack Driscoll in as center only because I think he's the most athletic, and I think he's going to be able to get out there on the second level and block. So I mean, he led the team with tackles from a lineman after an interception. He likes to get down the field and he likes to play football. I need him to stay healthy, but I think he fits the body type I'm looking for to replace Kelce. So technically, you could be cool to ride out with this for the next 5 years. And you look up at the backups to that, you got the same three who we got ceased. We know they can fill incompetently. So I got to say that for that alone, I'm set. Even if Kelce go, I'm still set, and I got decent backups. I'm not getting a guard. Trust me, I'm not getting a guard. But what I will look for right there at pick number 83, I'm looking for a tackle who can play swing tackle. I need a guy who can play on the left side and the right side at a high level. I need that guy. And at pick number 83, if I was the Philadelphia Eagles, that would be a position that I would consider. And the guy that I have for that, at 83, Time out. First of all, what's up to Kaiser White and Zach Pascal? I'd like to welcome you both into Philadelphia. As for an athlete, this is the greatest city in the world to work in. Trust me, we love our athletes. My only bit of advice is for right now, play the outskirts. We got a wee bit of a crime problem right now. 2, the trade that Howie made was fair compensation. Everybody losing their mind over it. I said you get a 1 and a 2 to move up in the draft. And now for the second one, he did that. He got the 1 and a 2, but he allowed them to finance it. Basically, they defer payments this year, and then they can pay it off in the next 2 years. That's a 3-year plan to pay it off. I don't know if how he worked for the Eagles, or do he work for Lincoln Financial, because he financing first-round picks. But okay, he hit his number. Secondly, the other pick, they got a 1 and close to 2 compensation, not 2 like I demanded. It was a 3 and a 7. Now, if you combine that 3 and that 7, they'll bring you down somewhere around 7 or 8 in the third round. Still not a second round pick to me. So you did all right there, but he fell a little short of the values, the point value drawn. But it's cool. It counts. Attaboy, Howie. Okay, I think we all caught up there. Let's get back to the evals. Running backs. We're going to start with Miles Sanders. And this is a big year for Miles Sanders. It's a prove-it year. Last year he finished, I gave him a B right off the bat. He finished with 700 yards on 103 attempts. He had 7 plays that went over 20 yards. His longest for the year was 38 yards. He didn't score. That is a problem. Last year he led the league in plays over 50 yards with 3 of them. And he was getting into the end zone last year. This year he did not. I'm going to need him to pick it up there. And the fact that his production was down, either due to injury or because he couldn't figure out the rotation with him, that actually puts running back on the radar. And it should make a break year. So I'm going to have to challenge him, and I'm going to have to challenge this room. Now, one of the reasons why he didn't score as many touchdowns as he normally does is because Boston Scott, get to know him, he is a household name right now. I fucks with some Boston Scott. He had limited touches, but still had 8 touchdowns, got in the end zone 8 times. And see, that goes to show you, you don't have to beat Derrick Henry to get in the end zone down in crunch time. If you got a nose for the end zone like Boston Scott does, I'm sorry, he carved out a role for me. I'll give him a short yardage distance all the time. Very limited snaps. Some of those snaps were taken by the young bull. In Boston Scott, I give him a B there. The young bull, Kenneth Gainwell. Kenneth, He's going to be that third down back, the guy who he led the all backs with the catches out of the backfield. I mean, he had 5 touchdowns, and he had over 330 yards in receptions with 33 catches. So he is that option for them. And moving forward, I think he's definitely going to be somebody who's going to be in this running back room. But if we're talking about running backs, you got to be where I'm at with this. Okay, let's just, and I know this is mean to say, let's just say that all these guys are car parts. Guess what position group would be the tires? Right. You're supposed to rotate them regularly. So in the draft this year, we are going to have to entertain challenge in that room. Now, my projections is they're either going to do that at 51, at 83, or 101. One of those picks, you're going to get a running back. But let's talk about this upcoming class, and let me tell you who stamped with my approval at those numbers to go out there and get. Now, if we say at 101, there's a kid from out of Alabama. His name is Brian Robinson Jr. A lot of you guys already know him. 6'1" guy, 225 pounds. He runs a 4.6, not that blazing fast. Got in the end zone 11 times while he was being a part of a committee, of a backfield committee. So he would be cool with coming in and being part of a committee. I would look at him at 101 if he's there, and I haven't taken a running back. Give me him real quick. The other guy, if he is going, the other guy that I would look at and maybe even take ahead of him would be a guy named Tyler Algier. Yeah, he's from out of BYU. Now, he's 5'10", 225. Still not that blazing speed, only a 4.6, but he has 1,600 yards and 23 touchdowns. My comp for him is Deuce Daly, a little bowling ball bull who's going to be good for short yardage, and he might break one here and there. The Brian Robinson's comp, by the way, I'm sorry, is Ricky Waters. Now, let's just say that you're really not sure about Miles Sanders, and you need to address it in a manner where you know you got your back for the future, and you choose to do that at 51. The two names that you need to be looking for here, the first one is Bryce Hall. He's out of Iowa State. He's 5'11", 217, ran a 4.4. By most people's count, may be the best back in the draft next to Isaiah Spiller, and the next guy I'm going to mention. So at 51, he's stamped with approval. The other guy you would think about at 51 would be Kenneth Walker, Michigan State. The one thing you can trust is a Big Ten back. Well, you got Zeke, but then you got Saquon too. So he's a Big Ten back. You can trust it. All right, he got my stamp already. 5'9", 211, 4.4 speed. He's the real deal. 1,700 yards and 19 touchdowns. So looking at it at 51, he fits what I'm looking for. He could turn into a Zeke or he could turn into a Saquon. But either way, I think both these guys are definitely home run hitters and going to be professionals. I can't say that I'm going to do it there. But say we choose to do it at 83. At 83, who I would settle for is a back out of Arizona State. His name is Rashad White. 6'1", 214, ran a 4.5, 1,000 yards and 16 touchdowns. And I think Arizona State, I believe they are in the pack. I think they are. Either way, he would be somebody that I would settle for if that's who they had eyes for. But at 83, my pick at 83. Hold on, wait. Time out. Man, I love those chimes. Trust me. So let's get to it. With the pick at 83, the Philadelphia Eagles have two options. The first option is my man from Cincinnati. I know y'all tired of me throwing these Cincy Bulls up there, but I got an infinity for them. They're pretty good. Jerome Ford, 5'10", 210, 4.5 speed, breakaway guy, 1,500 yards, 20 touchdowns. My comp for him, Miles Sanders. See what I mean? Now, you could do it there. Now, the other person they would consider at 83, keep your ear out for this name. I talked to y'all that we need a swing tackle, somebody who could play both sides. If that's the case, I would be completely cool with them going to the Ohio State for a tackle named Nicholas Petit-Frere. I like his size, I like his athleticism, and I like his demeanor. At 83, if he's still there, I don't blame him if they take him. I can understand that. So that's what we're looking at, that pick. Next week, trust me, y'all, I got over 100 hours on defensive side of the ball, over 100 hours of tape study. I'm ready to get at it. I might even throw in my B-Doc Joan next week. You know what I mean? So either way, episode 4, we out.